What is up, guys? It's your boy Gamers Goon here today to talk about Hell in a Cell. Now, you might be thinking, what is Hell in a Cell going to do for anybody this year more than it has any other year? I'm still wondering the same kind of thing. Now, obviously, Hell in a Cell has been way overused in the previous years. It's kind of losing its luster. There's not a lot of things you look forward to when you see a Hell in a Cell anymore, besides the big spot that's inevitably going to happen. Now, in Hell in a Cell, it's one of the more interesting matches in the business, alongside Iron Man matches and 3 stages of Hell matches. I love those kind of matches. It's a fun environment. Don't get me wrong. But in this card that we have, there's maybe 3 or 4 matches that I'm looking forward to. The rest are going to be terrible. I'm not looking forward to some of this stuff because it makes no sense. We're actually going to start off talking about the days of the week. We're going to talk about Monday. We're going to talk about Tuesday. We're going to talk about Wednesday. We're going to talk about Thursday. We're going to talk about Friday. We're going to talk about Saturday. And we're going to talk about Sunday when the New Day and Rusev Day go up against each other. Now, the New Day and Rusev Day, I want Rusev Day to win. I like Rusev. Rusev is one of my favorites in the business right now, outside of Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Seth Rollins. He is one of my favorites. And Rusev needs something. Whether that be a tag team title or an individual title such as the United States Championship or the WWE Championship, I don't care. I really do not care, but I think Rusev needs some gold on him. And by this theory, I'm going to say that Rusev Day is going to beat the New Day. The New Day did just win the titles, and I 100% realize that. But what is the point of putting Rusev Day up against the New Day? There's no point. Now, obviously, I'm very much expecting the New Day to win the match. But I'm going to say I'm going on a limb, and for my prediction, I'm going to say Rusev Day. Now, I do see probably a 65 to 35 chance that the New Day win. But I'm going with that 35%. I'm saying Rusev Day is going to win just because I kind of want Rusev Day to be worth something. And that's why I'm going Rusev. That's just a normal tag team title match. Next, we're going to go off to the other tag team title match over on Monday Night Raw. We have Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Now, I was going to come in here and say Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre should win. And I do agree they should win. But the thing I'm worried about is, since we have this whole Shield reunion again, are we going to see Roman as the Universal Champion and Rollins and Dean with the Tag Team Championships? Is that what they're heading to? Very much so. They could very possibly be doing that. But I'm going to stick with my guns, and I'm going to go Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre here, because they just got the titles, and boy, does Drew McIntyre look good with championship gold. You can't take that gold off Drew McIntyre. Unless you're trying to move McIntyre to the Universal picture or to the Intercontinental picture. I don't want to see anything less than Drew McIntyre with title gold on his waist. Next, we are going to move on to my probably second favorite match of this entire card. It's going to be Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Now, this feud has been very good. We have the lovable babyface, the one that paints his face with colors like these. This is actually face paint. It's face chalk, kind of. But anyways, we have Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, everybody loves Jeff Hardy. He's a memorable guy, does flips, he does crazy things. And Randy Orton, he has not had an RKO since being a heel. Because he knows the crowd's going to pop for RKO. Because everybody loves the RKO. It became a huge internet sensation. RKO out of nowhere. Yeah. Randy Orton's smarter than that. He's not going to play into the crowd. He's going to wait. He's going to get in Hell in a Cell with Jeff Hardy. And he's going to hit the RKO when it seems best fit. Jeff Hardy in this match against Randy Orton is going to have a big spot. I guarantee it. I don't know if it's going to be just falling off the side of the cage or if he's going to try to do a swanton off the top of the cage. By God, I hope that they don't do the latter with the on top of the cage swanton. Don't want to see that because I know Jeff has some back issues, and I don't want to see Jeff lose the ability to wrestle for the next 3 or 4 years. Don't want to see that whatsoever. Please, if Jeff's going to make the big spot, which I know he will because Jeff Hardy loves the spot, please make it a light spot, nothing too major, nothing that's going to put Jeff Hardy's health in danger. Even though he might need surgery already that we're hearing, please ease off of it. Let him do something light. And I'm going to say Randy Orton's going to win this match because you don't build up a new heel and just have him lose. It just makes no sense. And plus, I do also think that Hardy might be out for a period of time if the back injuries rumors are true with Jeff. Obviously, he's going to need to get that fixed before he continues on in his career. But next, we are going to talk about probably one of my least favorite matches on this card, and it's Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus Miz and Maurice. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Miz and Daniel Bryan's little feud, but I don't want to see it right now. I do not want to see a mixed tag match with their wives. Don't want to see it. It's nothing against Brie Bella or Maurice. It really isn't. But I don't want to see it because I think it needs to wait. You need to build up animosity between the two without letting them touch. You don't let them fight. You let them battle through words. You always find a way to get Daniel Bryan and The Miz in 2 different matches on the same pay-per-view, but they are always butting heads, colliding, talking trash to each other, but they don't fight each other. Until Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble and The Miz wins the WWE Championship from AJ Styles and or Samoa Joe, whoever wins. You want that big culmination of all the times and hard trials that the two been through, and you want that at WrestleMania, where obviously Daniel Bryan goes over and gets another huge reaction. That's the way I would book it. But in this match, since they are doing this match, you have to, and when I say have to, you have to have Maurice pin Brie Bella. Not Brie Bella pin Maurice. Maurice pin Brie Bella. Because that adds another loss to Daniel Bryan. That adds another stepping stone into Daniel Bryan's story. The Miz, obviously, if he gets another one over on Daniel Bryan, he's 2-0. He is 2-0 at pay-per-view against Daniel Bryan this year. Then, when Daniel Bryan finally wins the Royal Rumble and demands that he fights The Miz, and when he beats The Miz, it makes it that much better. It makes it so much better. Because Daniel Bryan hasn't beat The Miz, and at WrestleMania, he finally beats The Miz. Now, you can't have Daniel Bryan and or The Miz get a pin over each other. You can't. That is not an option. You have to have Maurice pin Brie. I don't know how Maurice is going to pin Brie because Brie is obviously a little more better in the ring than Maurice, but you're going to have that situation play out. You can't let Miz pin Daniel. You can't let Daniel pin The Miz. You can't let Brie pin Maurice because that makes it tied, and that calls for another match somewhere down in the near future, which I do not want to see another match until WrestleMania between the two. Don't care if their wives are involved or not. I want to see Mania's main event needs to be The Miz and Daniel Bryan. It needs to happen. So next we're going to move on to the Raw side of things. We're going to talk about Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss. Now, this match needs to do exactly what happened at SummerSlam. It needs to end in less than 5 minutes. You know what? Make it less than 3. Ronda Rousey needs to completely tear the roof off Alexa Bliss. Just as soon as Alexa Bliss touches Ronda Rousey, armbar, 1, 2, 3, done. Taps out. Get out of here. Get out of here. This match does not need to last long. I don't need to believe in Alexa Bliss. I don't need to believe that she can somehow beat Ronda Rousey. It's not going to happen. This isn't one of the Daniel Bryan situations. It's not. She's a heel, and I'm never going to believe that she could beat Ronda Rousey, just like I didn't believe that Roman Reigns could beat Brock Lesnar. Didn't get a great reaction, did it? Yeah. So, you just give Ronda the victory here, and I'm going to say Ronda Rousey's going to win. Next, we have We're gonna keep it with the women's theme here. We're gonna talk about Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Now, this is a SmackDown Live women's feud going on right now. Obviously, Charlotte won the title at SummerSlam from Carmella in the triple threat match, including Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch obviously turned on Charlotte during the show to a very loud pop. Becky's still loved by everybody, even though she's a heel. Obviously, Charlotte Flair is getting booed, and she's the face in this situation. Kind of little weird, don't you think, Vince? I mean, it's not like somebody in your company is so over that they just can't be a heel, right? Right, Vince, right? Oh yeah, wait, Becky is kind of the heel. Yeah, Becky Lynch needs to win this match. She needs to win this match. She needs to go into Evolution as the women's champion, and Becky Lynch needs to be Becky Lynch. There's nothing else about it. Becky Lynch needs to win the match. Charlotte can't win because Becky Lynch just turned heel. She needs something. Now, Becky Lynch as a heel is great, but she needs something. And I think a title around Becky Lynch's waist is perfect to catapult her even further ahead. Obviously, she wasn't doing so hot as a babyface anymore. She was still getting great reactions because everybody loves her, but she wasn't really getting where she needed to be. She wasn't the champion because she had the likes of Charlotte in front of her, the likes of Asuka. But as a heel, Carmella was the top heel, and she wasn't very good in the ring. But making Becky Lynch top heel in SmackDown could even bolster that roster. And it gives you many opportunities. Asuka versus Becky. Charlotte versus Becky. You could have the Iconics become face. Team up against Becky. Doesn't matter. Naomi versus Becky. The list continues. The list does continue. And that's why I'm going to have to say Becky Lynch is going to win this match. Next we have... I don't know which to put next. If I want to put Roman or AJ next, you feel me? Because I want to try to get the match order right, and the match order already wrong is already wrong because the women aren't going to go back to back. But I'm going to say AJ Styles and Samoa Joe is going to not main event this pay-per-view, sadly. I'm going to assume that Roman will, and I'm going to say AJ Styles is going to lose to Samoa Joe. Now, Samoa Joe obviously is been very good, including the family of AJ Styles. He's been very good at getting under his skin, including his wife. I'm loving everything about it. The empty arena promo from AJ, loved it. I'm very invested in this feud. And then AJ was like, I'm not going to target the family of Samoa Joe. I mean, he targeted your family. And he's going to show him how phenomenal he really is come Sunday. I'm liking this feud, and I'm liking what their direction is. Now, if you get Samoa Joe the title at Hell in a Cell, think about it. You get a rematch. I don't know what the next pay-per-view is, but you get a rematch there. Then you could probably give Joe some hook or crook victory, get another rematch, end the feud, Joe's champion. Then you go along the lines. You give him a placeholder feud. Maybe give him... Maybe Jeff Hardy wins this week and he fights Samoa Joe. Or maybe it's somebody we don't expect. Maybe... Who else is on? Maybe you bring John Cena back. Maybe he fights him. Maybe. But then towards the later half of this year, you have The Miz versus Samoa Joe. Now, you do this heel-on-heel match for a certain reason. For when The Miz beats Samoa Joe, it's not like he was the same size as AJ Styles. It's not like he was the same size as Daniel Bryan anymore. He beat a guy bigger than him. He outsmarted one of the most methodical heels in the entire company to get what he wanted. And he did it twice because he gets to give Joe his rematch and he beats him again. That's what you need to do. And next, and finally we're going to get this over with, we're going to talk about Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Now, there's not much to talk about Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, but I'm going to try to make something out of this. Obviously, Braun Strowman was Mr. Money in the Bank, or Monster in the Bank, if you will, and Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam after a failed attempt at the Greatest Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 34, which I was at. He also failed at WrestleMania 31 when Seth Rollins cashed in on him. So Roman Reigns finally got the pinnacle of his career when he became the Universal Champion by beating Brock Lesnar. Now, obviously, Roman Reigns is not a very well-liked guy within the community by much of us. So, obviously, we're going to want to go with Braun Strowman. But what makes me really consider this is because Mick Foley came on Monday Night Raw, and Mick Foley is going to be the special guest referee, and what I am thinking is maybe Braun Strowman doesn't get what he wants, maybe it's a slow count or something, and he's going to shove Mick Foley. Mick Foley is going to retaliate, hit him with Mr. Sacco. Out of nowhere, Superman punch, 2 spears, and Roman Reigns wins the match. That is what I think might happen. But it is inside Hell in a Cell, and I do believe Braun Strowman will put Roman Reigns through the side of the cell one way or another. Now, obviously, they can't do that if the cell is broken earlier on in the night, such as a Hardy and Orton match, which I don't think the cell is going to be broken. I think they might open the door, leading Jeff Hardy to jump off the top. So I believe Braun Strowman will actually break the cell. And that being said, Braun Strowman breaking the cell, that gives him his big moment. And without a big moment, then it would mean nothing to lose a cash in. So, with this big moment of Braun Strowman putting him through the cell, I'm going to say Roman Reigns is going to win because he gave Braun Strowman his big spot in the match. And I don't want to see Roman Reigns win, but he probably will. And if the cell opens, don't be surprised if Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, who probably win the titles later in the night, go on out there and help Roman Reigns. Yeah, don't be surprised if Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre also show up. But I'm going to say Roman's going to win. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. I had to say that quick. You know why? Because I had to make it seem like I was trying to be invested in this feud. Don't care. As long as Braun Strowman is the champion, I'll be happy, but he won't be the champion. So we don't need to worry about me being happy, do we? See you guys next time.